All the great contemporary singers do it. Celine Dion, Beyonce, Demi Lovato, Jessie J, and even Billie Eilish and so many more. They all belt. Belting is a skill so many singers, especially contemporary singers out there, want to learn, how to do, and it's a skill they want to have. But what even is belting exactly? And is it healthy for the voice? How do I do it? These are the most frequent questions I get about belting. So let me answer these questions for you. Hey there, my name is Lara Chapman and I'm the founder of VoxTape Studios. Today, I'm going to show you what belting is, how you can do it so you can do it the right way and the healthy way, as well as an exercise that you can do to practice it. Before we jump in, make sure you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss out on any future awesome singing videos. All right, let's jump right in. What is belting? Imagine this. You're walking down a really, really busy road, like multiple lanes, both directions, and on the other side of the street, you see your best friend. You want to say hello to your best friend and get their attention. So what do? You yell, right? You say, hey! That's all you do, and they will get your attention, hopefully, right? That is belting. Even though you're not singing, right? You're basically speaking. You're yelling, right? But it doesn't hurt your voice when you do it, does it? It shouldn't, right? Because it's natural. It's a natural, almost like a reflex for you to do this. Just yell, hey! Hey, John! Right? Super easy. It shouldn't hurt your voice. And that is belting. That is all it is. Basically, belting means you're taking your chest voice higher than what it naturally does, right? So you're singing notes in your chest voice that you would normally sing in your head voice. So what happens is you have chest voice qualities in higher notes. Your TA muscle, your thyroid muscle, your chest voice muscle is keeping the vocal cords thick, while the CT muscle, the cricothyroid muscle, the head voice muscle, takes the vocal cords and makes them longer so you can go higher in pitch. So now your vocal cords are long and still thick, which is not really natural for them, but they can do it because they're pretty flexible, okay? And this is where we get to, is belting healthy? Well, that all depends on how you're doing it. Unfortunately, most of the time, when I'm just out and about listening to live music out there, or I have new students come in here, when they belt, they're not doing it the healthy way. Instead of, singing, they're actually almost yelling or screaming. And that is not the healthy way. But there is a good and a healthy way you can belt. And there's a bunch of different factors that go into healthy belting. So let's look at what these factors are. Great belters are actually great mixers. Most of the time when you hear someone belt really, really high, they're actually mixing. Remember when I said Beyonce was a great example for someone who can belt really, really well? Yes, she obviously most definitely can, but she's also an amazing mixer. She can have that chest voice sound in her mix voice in even higher notes, and it sounds like she's belting, but she's actually not, okay? So don't feel like you have to just push your chest voice up super duper duper high. Instead, focus on developing a really, really strong mix voice. That will take some time. Yes, it is the longer route to get to belt, like high belt notes, but it is the better and healthier and more sustainable route. Okay, so try to work on your mix voice because great belters are great mixers. Volume is another big factor. A lot of times, like I said before, I hear people scream instead of sing. And that's usually because they're pushing too much and they're really pushing so hard that they're just getting louder and louder and louder the higher they go. My rule of thumb is if you can't sing it quietly, you're not supposed to sing it loudly. Okay, that doesn't mean if you can sing it in your head voice, you can belt it out in your chest voice. No, that means if you can sing it quietly in your chest voice, then you can belt it as well. Okay, so for example, like let's just use this note right here. Ah, okay, so I have to be able to do this note quietly in my chest voice. Ah, right? To then belt it. Ah, right? Does that make sense? Not just ah in my head voice and then ah and scream, right? We don't want to do that. So if you can't do it quiet, don't do it loud. It's as simple as that. I know it's frustrating, but it's really, really important. So if you hear yourself getting louder the higher up you go, the more you're going to be straining, right? Pushing from your throat instead of supporting from your core, right? So make sure that you're not getting louder the higher you go. If you are getting louder the higher you go, please switch to a mixed voice or a head voice for now and work on developing a strong mixed voice first, because if you just keep pushing, you're going to blow out your voice very, very quickly, and you can really actually damage your voice, and I don't want you to do that. And then, as I said, you're right, you want to support from your core, which is breath support, right? You want to use proper and good breath support when you're belting. So go back to the hey, hey! Put your hand right here and yell hey. You will feel your core engaging, right? And that's exactly what you want when you belt. You want to engage from here, not support or push, rather, from your throat. Another really big factor to healthy belting is muscle isolation. You have to have a relaxed tongue and a relaxed jaw. You don't want to be pushing down with your tongue or almost clenching your teeth with your jaw. Make sure you're opening your mouth, giving your sound space. Oh, right? Oh, hey! And not hey! I'm pushing from here now instead of creating space in my mouth. So make sure you're muscle isolating. You're only using the muscles you're supposed to and relaxing the ones that are supposed to be relaxed. Here's an amazing way you can test if you're belting the right way or the wrong way, and that is vibrato. If you can add vibrato to your belt notes, you're doing it the right way. If you can't, you're straining, which means you're doing it the vocally unhealthy way, the way we don't want to do it, right? So let's go back to this note. Ah! If I can add vibrato to it, I'm doing it the right way. Ah! Hear that, right? That's me doing vibrato. So you want to make sure you can add vibrato to your notes. If you can't, you're pushing from here, and we don't want to do that. So that's just a nice little way to check in with yourself. Are you pushing or are you not? Now here's the promised exercise that you can practice, and it goes like this. Hallelujah, hallelujah, and so on. You go higher up and higher up and higher up till you can't go any further, okay? So use that H of the word hallelujah, right? If you're using it, you're starting to engage your core from the very beginning, which is amazing. And another amazing thing about this exercise is that you're using more than one vowel. Hallelujah. And then at the end is you go back to ah, right? So hallelujah. This helps you practice different vowels, which is really, really important because we don't always get to sing on just one vowel, right? So that way you practice all the vowels, not all the vowels, but 3 vowels all in one exercise, okay? So give this one a try. Make sure you're not starting to push. If you're starting to feel tight in your throat, just don't go that high just yet. Or do it in your head voice instead, or your mixed voice, and develop a strong mixed voice instead, okay? All right, wonderful. That is it. Have fun with belting. Be sure you're doing it the right way, right? See if you can add some vibrato to your belt. If yes, wonderful. If not, you're pushing, okay? Make sure you're taking care of your voice, because if you don't have a voice anymore, then what are you going to do, right? So taking care of your voice should be your #1 priority. I know it is my priority for you. So give this a try, see how it goes, and take care.